everybody. Welcome back to Let's Talk Tri-Delta. I am Mindy Tucker, Tri-Delta's CEO from our Theta Kappa chapter at SMU, and I am on the proverbial couch in the TV room, sort of, with my favorite co-hosts here for our episode of the TV Room today. Joining me are, of course, our favorite, witty, wonderful, and always fabulous co-host, Avery Sadler Hill from Mississippi, Meredith Davies from Rhodes, and Lexi Leggs from our Millikin chapter. Hello, everybody.
Hi. You guys look so cozy today.
I know. We're trying to be cozy and holiday-ish as we head into the end of the year. This is our final episode of 2025, and wrapping up another amazing year in Tri-Delta. So I can't wait to dig in and talk about all the things from raising a record $325,000 for Day of Giving and continuing to reach new heights for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Fall recruitment that was off the hook, so successful, including welcoming a brand new chapter of 182 members at UConn. So many memorable gatherings and Founders Days and milestones. This year has really been one for the books. So to all of our listeners out there, grab your peppermint, pumpkin, or gingerbread, whatever. We respect all the holiday flavors here and settle in because we're going to reflect and laugh and send 2025 off in true Tri-Delta style together. So Avery, you want to kick us off with hot takes? You always have good hot takes.
I'm going to take that as a compliment. I appreciate and I respect an opinion. So thank you. I can see two of us here are already leaning in this direction, and I didn't know whether or not to talk about it, but since we're here and we have our stockings behind us, my first hot take is decorating for Christmas. If you decorate for Christmas, pre-Thanksgiving, post-Thanksgiving, what are your thoughts?
I think my answer is really obvious. I am November 1st. I woke up on November 1st and my fiance had gotten all of the Christmas boxes out and said, here you go. We're ready to go. And I believe that Thanksgiving is a day in the Christmas season rather than the end of Thanksgiving, beginning of Christmas.
Wait, Meredith, I have to pause because I think you just said your fiance, and I don't think that we've been on the podcast since you've gotten engaged.
Yes, I got engaged, listeners.
Congrats.
So exciting.
If you don't want to get engaged or have a baby, do not drink the water at Tri-Delta right now. The staff is it's happening. 7 babies this year. Lots of weddings. It's so fun.
So exciting. Okay, what about you, Mindy, Lexi? Thoughts, feelings?
So growing up, we always decorated the Christmas tree right after Thanksgiving. That was our Black Friday tradition. But as an adult who is exercising her own free will, I am definitely before Christmas, right after Halloween, kind of a decorator. And my boyfriend and I were having a conversation about that. And he's like, wait, why are we just bypassing Thanksgiving? I'm like, I'm not putting turkeys everywhere. I would much rather keep the Christmas decor out. So that's where I'm at. Free will, do what we please.
So the Christmas is my thing. It is, I do it up. The kids know, buckle up because there will be elves and there will be things and surprises and ice skating and all the things every year. And it's a lot. And I just can't get organized enough to do it before Thanksgiving. I would do it all year round if I could. I just can't get there. So it's not like a rule, I don't do it. But my son actually asked me last night, when are we decorating? We're filming this right before Thanksgiving, for those of you that are hearing this at a later date. He said, when's the tree? When are we doing this? And I was like, I need a day or two to get the ball. I just need to get organized. So Thanksgiving week, I will get organized. We will blow it out the day after Thanksgiving and it will be great. But I just can't get organized enough to do it any earlier.
Yeah. I was on FaceTime with my whole family 3 times this weekend because we're all kind of spread out now. And my sister just got married, and this is my second Christmas married and away from home. And my sister and I have everything done, but I think it's because we don't celebrate at our house. So I want to enjoy the Christmas time in my apartment before I leave for a week and go celebrate at my parents'. And my dad was like on the neck, or he was with my mom at home, and he was like, Ash, we're so behind. They've already ordered their Christmas cards and their wreaths are hanging up, and we haven't even done that. We don't even have anything down. And my mom was like, we don't do that. And Lexi, I'm with you. Growing up, we did it the day after Thanksgiving. So my mom's like, we're not changing that. Everybody's going to be here. We're all going to do it together once we all get home this week for Thanksgiving. So I see both sides. I only do it because I'm not celebrating Christmas in my apartment
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, to each his own.
Yeah.
Like everybody gets
So-
their own version of the holidays, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I have another thing that I'd like to discuss. And from getting ready for this podcast, I sense that maybe we're all thinking about what's on TV and the streaming services and YouTube TV conundrum. But have any of y'all been watching Dancing with the Stars?
I have not.
Off and
On
on.
TikTok.
Okay, we have a no, a half and half, and a yes-ish. Okay, I have been faithfully watching every week. I've loved it so much. And actually on Day of Giving, which was now two Tuesdays ago, we were in there all day making sure we can raise as much money as we can for Tridelta's Foundation. And when 7 p.m. Central came on, I logged into my Hulu account and turned it on silent to make sure that we still had Dancing with the Stars on, even on Day of Giving. So
Lots of heads turned toward that screen watching in the staff.
We were watching when we hit our goal.
Yes.
Let the record show. We had that show on at that very moment. And that was so cute. Everybody was talking about it. So many of our staff were meeting for the first time, and there were so many connections about Dancing with the Stars and all the conspiracy theories from the season and all the hot takes.
I feel like that's also what's going on in our chapters right now. They're having Dancing with the Stars watch party at the houses. So we're not misaligned here. I feel like all through Tri Delta, every age and stage is watching in some way, shape, or form.
Hello. Tridelta's in the TV room. That's why we're here, everyone. It is the point of this show and our sisterhood is to gather around the television and have a good night together and cheer for these people. Well, if y'all haven't watched, have y'all watched Secret Lives of Mormon Wives or have heard of it?
I've heard of it.
Okay, we need to get you guys on some more reality TV. Whitney, who is kind of the villain in Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. I only watched a few episodes of the first season. Maybe I should get back into it. But didn't love her. She joins Dancing with the Stars, becomes the fan fave. Like, is actually so incredible. Let me tell you something about her. She trained growing up at a dance studio with one of the pros. So the professional dancers who are partnered with a star, Whitney, who is a star, danced at the same dance studio as one of these girls. So she came on and honestly was like so great at the beginning. Dancing with the Stars works, judges scores, audience votes. Maybe Secret Lives of Mormon Wives brought her down, but I was a convert of Whitney. Like I loved watching her. And she just got voted off in the semifinals, which you guys, I guess, don't feel as much passion about this as I do, but maybe our listeners do. But I'm like devastated.
Is that comedian guy still on there?
Mindy, he got off 2 episodes ago. I also was voting for
Wow,
him.
like he can't dance. He is very funny and I'm sure a really nice guy, but not a very good dancer. So I was like, why is he still here?
Audience votes. And everybody loved him. And he made it past the Halloween week, which was his birthday. And everyone was so nervous that he was going to get voted off that week. And he stayed. And he was so emotional, talked so much about how this experience has changed his life. He's like found a new passion and his life isn't over now that he's older. And it's like the sweetest thing ever. I'm loving these. I guess you can.
Story
have
behind
some
the story.
levels. Yeah, but it's just like, it's been so great. But I was kind of sad about Whitney getting voted off. But I guess I'll have to talk to somebody else about that.
I was on the other side of this whole thing where she should have been gone weeks ago. And yeah.
And here we
so
go.
should Andy.
All right.
Wait,
But
Meredith,
yes.
why do you think that about Whitney?
I agree with you that she's a great dancer. I couldn't tell you that I would have put her above any of the four that are left.
Wait, is Jordan Childs still in?
Jordan Charles is still on, yeah.
She's who I would have switched with
See, you know I'm always gonna go hard for an Olympian.
for the
Always.
Olympics. We love the Olympics.
I do.
And that's it.
Yeah.
To alleviate
And-
a huge brawl here, I'm going to step in with one more, like Dancing with the Stars hot take, which was one of the nights when I watched it. It was right after the World Series, and they made four players from the Los Angeles Dodgers come and sit in the audience and hold the World Series trophy very awkwardly in a couple of scenes. And I thought, good, there you go. Good for you that you had to be awkwardly embarrassed because I don't like the Dodgers at all. I live in San Diego. It's like a rule you can't like the Dodgers. But it was such an awkward moment of like how all the worlds colliding, and sometimes those crossover things work, but that one was just like four grown men sitting there like, why are we here holding the trophy awkwardly for this shot?
That was funny.
But I was okay with it because it was the Dodgers and it's embarrassing for them. So.
Yeah, it's true. Dancing with the Stars is back though. I feel like it disappeared.
It is.
It's having a renaissance, and that's great.
And you know who else was there as a spectator? Speaking of the Dodgers players, Zac Efron, because his brother's on the show, and so he finally made his audience appearance. Thank goodness. We've been waiting.
There you go.
I'm loving it.
Oh. Okay. Do you have any more hot takes to scare us with before?
No, that's all that I can think of right now. I'm really not a very divisive person, but I do have some strong opinions, you know.
It's okay.
It's all right.
Meredith, how about you?
Oh, my big opinion of every holiday season is it's time to bring back 2000s, early 2010s Black Friday. I'm tired of the online shopping, of the pre Black Friday deals. I want to be standing at the gate of the Walmart at 5 o'clock in the morning and running in. I went with my dad growing up, like as a child, and I would run and like weave through all the adults and go stand there and wait for my dad to show up with my hand on the TV. No one ever bothered me. I was so good at Black Friday growing up, and I just think it's time to bring it back.
I'm for it. Anyone else?
Black Friday wasn't really my thing growing up. I'm not really a fan of the crowds. I get it. And neither is my mom. So that's why we never went as kids. But I do agree that it's definitely been like oversaturated, and like I can't keep up with the Black Friday deals because they're not even on Black Friday anymore. I just think that like it was obviously very big for the TVs, and now everybody's got a flat screen TV. So what are they giving away? I have no idea. But I mean, I'm all in support of it, but I will be at home waiting for those Cyber Monday deals and let y'all handle the crowds.
I'm still a very tactile in-person shopper, so I'm with you, Merritt. Like I will get up at 5 a.m. Here's the thing though, my secret, like sort of nasty secret here is I use Black Friday to buy stuff I need anyway. I don't use it to buy some Christmas gifts, but I'm like, those boots at DSW that I've been eyeing that are now 30% off, I'm going to go get them now because I love I'm a sucker for a bargain. So I will go like shop Black Friday, like for me and the house and whatever I need. And I do miss like pouring through the ads. Like this is going to really date me. In the newspaper, the big ad packet used to come. We would pour through it and like map out our shopping for the morning and go get donuts and then head out to the first place. And yeah, it's not like that anymore. So.
Okay, the beauty of it though is that you can go shopping and there aren't as many crowds and you still get the deals. So my sister and I did Black Friday. We got there. We have like an outdoor shopping center in our hometown, and we got there, I would say maybe like 9:30, 10, right when everything opened. We were getting front row parking spots everywhere. We were one of 5 people in every store we walked into. Everything was still on sale, and it was like one of the most relaxing but fun little shopping experiences ever. And she texted me this week. She was like, we're still going Black Friday shopping this year, right? I was like, duh, I will be up. We can go go get a little breakfast taco and go. It was so nice. I had a lovely time.
Breakfast taco. Yeah. Just it's all about the ritual of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll do some shopping for you, Lexi, and then
Thank you.
you can tell me all the online deals that I'm missing on Monday
Mhm.
after. So, all right, Lexi, you have a hot take?
I don't know if it's a hot take or more of a petty grievance, but I'm done with every device that you purchase needing a subscription to go along with it. My friends all have Aura rings. I'm like, great. I think that's the next step. I was going to ask for one for Christmas. And then they were like, yeah, just make sure that you know that there's a subscription. And I'm like, what do you mean? To access the full functionality of the device that I purchase or will be purchasing? I just feel like that's like a common theme. Like if you get a Ring camera, you got to pay for a subscription to access the recordings. I don't,
Yep.
what is this culture? Why can't I just use the thing I've already paid for it? I don't know. How do y'all feel about that?
I agree. I feel
Yes.
like my money just disappears. I check my credit card and I'm like, what happened? And it's all the subscriptions that I have. Not, and it's not just TV anymore, it's everything.
Yes.
Mhm.
I
You're
can't keep,
Do you
right.
guys, do y'all watch Black Mirror or have you seen it?
I have, I don't,
Yes, that
but I,
one, yes.
Okay. Okay, so recently, within the past year, I think, they came out with a Black Mirror episode about subscriptions, but the whole story was about this woman who had a health problem, and this device or medicine they were giving her was like a subscription service thing. And her husband was like trying to keep her alive. This is a spoiler if you're going to watch this. Her husband was trying to keep her alive. And every time they would go back to the doctor, they're like, oh, well, now we have the super premium plus blah, blah, blah medicine, which is only $500 more a month. And, you know, it's this exaggeration on like, how far will you go to keep this up? Like, this woman was going to die without this medicine service, and the husband is like selling everything he owns to keep her alive, but it just keeps leveling up to the next thing. And like if you do, it's kind of like how the iPhone, you know, if like you wouldn't get the new iPhone, your phone would literally just like not work at all.
yeah.
It's kind of like that. If she didn't upgrade, it wasn't going to work for her and she was going to die. But it's funny you say that, Lexi, because I'm getting an Aura ring for Christmas, and I brought this up to Greg. I was like, "Oh my gosh, should we stand up to the subscription service and not get this?" But I do really want it, so, and it's $6 a month. I will say for Netflix, I pay for the lowest service and watch the 1 minute ads. Like I'm not going to pay 30. I paid the $7.50 or whatever it is for the lowest Netflix thing and watch the commercials because we can be patient. I don't need to do it immediately.
I also have gotten in the habit of, I have Sirius XM because I'm now addicted to it because you get the music earlier on. Anyway, I love country music. I hear the music a year before it's out on the radio, basically. I call every year. Every summer they jack it up to the next price, and I call and say I'm going to cancel, and they're like, "Well, what if we set it back to?" And so every year we go through this dance of them trying to raise it, and then they just put it back. It's like arbitrary. They don't even know who I am, or they just give me the random low price when I call to complain every year. And it just goes to show like there's not even a science behind it for them other than they want as many subscribers as possible. And so, yeah, I'm with you. It's just, it's like a death by a thousand cuts, which leads me into my petty grievance, pet peeve, hot take, which does come straight out of the YouTube thing that you mentioned, Avery. Like, I do not want to have to pay for 45 different streaming services to get basic TV. Like, that whole thing with the game, like, it was a whole weekend where you couldn't, like, I couldn't watch my college football game on
Mhm.
YouTube TV because they're in a battle with Disney over pricing. And really, at the end of the day, how much money are they arguing over? Anyway, I was like, I'm done with it. I really want to watch Landman, but it's on Paramount. I don't have Paramount. Like, what am I going to cancel to get that? Because at some point you have to be judicial about how you spend your money and think through these. Like, we're just talking about all these subscriptions start to add up, and I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to have a subscription to every single one of these things, and it just irritates me. It's so funny. This weekend, my boyfriend said, I miss broadcast TV, like basic cable broadcast TV from back in the day because it was just easy. Everything was there and it was easy. And we probably complained about it then, but
I
Yeah.
miss on-demand TV. Like I felt like that was like the happy medium where like you have the broadcast, right? They've got the whole schedule out for you. So if you were decision fatigued, you could just play your regular shows and go on about your day. But then if you had something you wanted to watch or something that you just needed to get caught up on, it was on demand. Like I feel like that's where streaming services got. And now they've just gotten to the point where, to your point, there's just too many different platforms. My favorite TV show is over here. My favorite movie's over there. Now I'm paying $50 a month for various subscriptions. And they need to practice some We Are One Tri Delta and get some partnerships.
Yeah.
That's what we need. Some combined company.
True.
Yes.
They've got to
And
learn.
they put limits on the. Well, okay, there's a part of this that I do think is good, but you can't share your password with 100 people and like the household accounts. So people, you could split whatever, like we'll all split Netflix, but now even I think with YouTube TV, you have to be within a certain radius of your home.
Oh yeah. Every
base
time
or
I travel
something.
and I turn it on my computer, it says, "Are you there temporarily?" Okay, if you're traveling, we'll let you watch it. But if I click the wrong thing, it'll like cut it off. It won't let, if I'm in Dallas or Ohio or Mississippi or wherever, it knows that I'm not in my home.
Wow.
Crazy.
I
Yeah.
have two hacks. One, screencast your parents' Hulu TV from your phone to your TV. That's what we do. We use Matt's mom's Hulu Live, and that's how we watch football every weekend. And it's also how I record things like if Chris, like, there are some Christmas movies that you can't like watch for included on any streaming service, like Elf. What? So we record it when it's live and then we keep it in the Hulu app and then we can watch it whenever we want. That's also so I can rewatch all the Texas A&M football games. I have them all saved so I can go back and rewatch them to prepare for college football playoff. And the other hack is really my parents' hack. They just use all of my streaming services. I get an email from like Disney Plus, new sign in to your account in New Jersey. And I'm like, oh, I text my mom, was that you? Oh yeah, there was a new show I wanted to watch. And it's always her, but she just tries on her TV to see if I'm still logged in from the last time I was home 6 months ago.
Yeah.
I have a question, Meredith. How is you rewatching those games preparing you personally for the playoffs?
Mostly emotionally. I got to be prepared for anything. Got to be prepared for, a close game, a near upset, come from behind win, domination. It could be any of those things. I don't know how to feel about the SEC championship. That is still, when we're filming this, still very up in the air. But college football playoff is within reach for my Aggies, and I'm really excited about it.
I did not realize you had an Aggie connection, which I'll refrain from trash talk around that I grew up with my whole life. But as we sit here also, like SMU was not having a great season. And now all of a sudden there's like a 4-way tie for the ACC and nobody knows who's going to end up in the playoffs. And I'm paranoid that we're going to end up having one of those dumb, like we're going to be just good enough to be in it and have one of those dumb, like pre-Christmas away for us, home for some great team game where we get trounced like last year. I just want to be bad enough to be in a really good bowl game, but not good enough to be in the playoffs. Is that terrible? That's my holiday wish this year.
It's not. I totally understand.
So anyway, that was not part of our planned discussion today. We could probably we could do a whole hour. Maybe we should in January, we should do like a whole session on the playoffs. But anyway, we could bring one of our wonderful, smart Tri-Delta sports broadcasters in to help us with that, maybe.
Yeah.
All right. Lexi, take us to another topic.
Yes. Speaking of the holiday season, we on staff have a nice 2-week break, or if you're like me, you save some days. So it's 3 weeks for me. And I'm just looking forward to all of the things that I'm going to do over break. And one of the big things that I always do traditionally is going back home to Chicago. So I am from Chicago, obviously live in Dallas, but we road trip home because we've got dogs and they're too big to fly. So it turns into a 2-day trek back home, but it's always good to see my family. And I've been seeing all the videos of Chicago decorated for Christmas, and it is making me very nostalgic for like my childhood. So I'm very excited to go home and honestly just eat. It's going to be food and naps and dog cuddles, but curious to know what everybody else is looking forward to for their break.
Yeah, I am. I've been traveling all year for Tri Delta. And so I'm a little like, can we just stay home? My family in Texas is not happy about this, but I just want a Christmas like and a Thanksgiving at home with my kids. And so we're doing a trip to Dallas in the middle of December to celebrate Christmas with our family. And I'm finally going to have my kids in Dallas at the same time as the Dallas Alumni chapter does Cookies and Castles. And for those of you listeners who don't know what that is, they do a big like extravaganza weekend around gingerbread houses. And so you pay to go. And when you go, what you do is you decorate a gingerbread house. And they have this like completely insane bar of candy options that you can pick from to decorate your gingerbread house. And so I'm excited to take the kid. They're way too old for this now. 14 and 17-year-old boys at a Tri Delta gingerbread extravaganza will probably go the wrong direction, but they know how to be good Delta dudes when I need them to. So we're going to go do that, which will be very fun. We're taking a family friend with us and they're excited to come with us. It'll be fun, but I'm really just looking forward to some quiet time at home around the actual holidays. So
Speaking
I don't know
of,
if I told y'all. Oh, Meredith, you go.
I was just going to say, speaking of cookies and castles, my soon-to-be niece and nephew, we asked them if they had any requests this holiday season. And for the last few years, I've been getting them to go gingerbread houses because they're not actually in Dallas for cookies and castles. And the one thing they asked to do was to get gingerbread houses and decorate them. So even though they're not there, it's becoming a tradition. I like to bring traditions. I love it.
Well, my sister is a nurse at Cook Children's, and I think that's one of the hospitals that they partner with. And she was sending me, I don't know if I told you all this last year, but she was sending me pictures of she saw them, the little gingerbread houses.
yeah.
Out.
So the Fort Worth chapter actually gives to Tri Delta's Foundation and Cook Children's, and then the Dallas chapter gives to Tri Delta's Foundation and Scottish Rite. So
Yeah.
part of their philanthropy that they do each year. And both Dallas chapters, the North Dallas chapter and the Dallas chapter, both of them have Cookies and Castles events. And I'm sure you could probably still get tickets if you're hearing this, maybe ahead of time. We'll see. Check it out if you're interested.
Yeah.
Shout out Texas. Well, I'm excited also for a relaxing break. This is pre-Thanksgiving. I'm going to go home on Founders Day, which is coming up for us. I know. And I will get to be home with my family. But right before the break, Meredith is coming to visit me in Boston. I'm so excited. We have had so many visitors and it's been so fun. And I love showing people around. But Meredith is going to come right before Greg and I go home and split. I'm doing the Merry Christmas thing. Look, I'm so thankful that our families, for the most part, live close-ish, so we don't have to try and take so many trips and divvy up even more. But doing half the time with his family, half the time with my family, and it's just going to be nice and relaxing. New Year's.
Grateful that he's home for Christmas. Like,
I know, because yes, he went underway today, so he's gone for Thanksgiving and he's home for Christmas. Yeah, so it's a win. It is always nice to have him home for the holidays.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Besides coming to see me.
Christmas is my favorite time of year.
And your birthday.
Yes, it's just a generally big month.
What day is your birthday?
My birthday is the 18th of December.
Okay.
My brother's birthday is the 20th. So I'm actually going to Disney World with my mom and my aunt next week to see the Christmas decorations for the first time. Never done that. I've been to Disney World a zillion times, as I've probably mentioned here before. But we've never gone at Christmas time, so we're doing 3 days there, then come back, work a little. I'm going home on the 16th, working from home. I have a lot of wedding planning to do, so I'm having an extended time at home. And I have not spent more than 4 days at home, 5 days at home, since I moved to Dallas in 2022. So I'll be home for 2 weeks with my little Avery vacation in the middle. Never been to Massachusetts. It's a new state for me. Boston's a new city for me. I know, I wasn't sure. I had to ask my parents and they said, no, you've never been to Massachusetts. I said, that's crazy. Growing up in New Jersey. And then I'll stay there till the new year. My brother, who is stationed in Japan right now, is going to be able to come home as well. We're really excited about that. He's been underway since June, and he just got home to his home in Japan, and then he'll get to come home and should be coming back to the U.S. next year for a little bit more time than he was able to get home in the last year, which was none. So we're excited.
I love it. Well, and Hanukkah falls, I think, like right around the 14th this year. So we get all of the holidays kind of, sometimes it's earlier and separated from the other holidays. And so I love it when it all comes together at one time and everybody's in holiday mode, no matter what you celebrate. And Lexi, we're going to definitely need some report out on the food, the Chicago food.
Don't worry, I gotcha. I'm going to the Walnut Room for the first time, and my boyfriend's dad explicitly asked me to make a video. So there will be a recap. We'll see.
Okay. And then Avery and Meredith are making me think about something that I think would be a great idea, which is a Tri-Delta Boston excursion.
Oh,
Like, think about going to Boston to stand at the foot of the steeple at Park Street Church, to go see Sarah Etta Shaw's old house. Like, I think we got to get this going. We've talked about this. I think it's time for me to quit talking and make this happen. We need a Tri-Delta trip to Boston for anyone who wants to go, any members who want to go on the Tri-Delta history tour. It would be so fun.
Well, Mindy, you just described my whole weekend because I was the content creator for our Founders Day videos that will, by the time this airs, will already be out for the public to see. But I did that whole thing this weekend. I went to the cemetery where Sarah is buried. Absolutely stunning. Like spooky and stunning all at the same time. I go to Park Street Church. I think I'd mentioned that. So I was there, filmed where I did see some news spots, like some meeting houses and that are all in Beacon Hill. It's like the cutest thing ever now, and got to see where the first initiation was and all of that. So stay tuned for some videos because I just did the whole thing.
We've already done the groundwork. I'm in.
Yeah.
And it's fun to think about. So Tri-Delta Thanksgiving Eve will be 137 years old. I think we look pretty good for 137. How about y'all?
yes, definitely.
Which feels like a good time to ask. Each year, I know we do this, but I think it's really important to take stock. Like, what were the wins this year? We've all worked on so many things for Tri-Delta this year. So many great things have happened. And I want to think about what our like big wins were this year at Tri-Delta. I have so many, and I talked about a bunch of them at the top of this episode, Dave Giving and what we do for St. Jude and recruitment. I think another big one for me was coming in. This is my first full year as the permanent CEO at Tri-Delta. So it was a big year for me. And I got the chance to reimagine the staff. And there were some moves here that were all part of that. You guys, Lexi and Avery, or Lexi and Meredith both got different titles and positions. And I'm just so excited about how that went and the potential for us to now even more deliver on the promise of Tri-Delta, because the staff is so well aligned to where we need to go and what we need to be doing. So for me, that was one of something I really poured a lot of heart and soul into. And I think it's such a big win for Tri-Delta that's going to pay dividends going down the road for many years, I hope. But what's the top of y'all's list in terms of wins for the year?
I think coming off of that one, I just want to echo how impactful the staff realignment has already been. I mean, I think about my first experiences on staff back in 2018 when I was just a CDC, and just thinking about how it was reimagined. I would have never been able to have thought of the structure outside of what I had already been brought into, but already starting to see people playing to their strengths and being in positions that they're really passionate about. The new ideas coming to the table, like the staff realignment, brings a lot of excitement, and it's already started to be really impactful for our work. So just want to echo that one. I thought that was great. My own personal win, I would say, is definitely, I know we keep talking about the establishment of UConn, but due to the realignment, my support of UConn has shifted. First, I was on the presentation team when we were going to the campus back in April, asking if Tri-Delta could have a presence on campus. And then I thought that was the end of my role with UConn, because my previous position didn't really have anything to do with establishment. And then being a part of the restructure and now being being the supervisor for our chapter development consultants and knowing that we had Ford stationed there and supporting them throughout all facets, whether it was the recruitment aspect and then moving into operations and actually selecting the chapter's first team of officers, and being back there a couple weeks ago to support their installation and just kind of seeing the entire project from start to finish. There were some little mishaps along the way. Virtual equipment will be discussed after our time, but just really excited.
After it bonked you in the head and about gave you a concussion.
Yes.
Yes.
My first contusion. But you know what? Worth it for all things UConn I. Seriously. It was a great weekend though. So just seeing that project from start to finish in various capacities is a huge win. And I'm super excited for next year and other projects to come.
Awesome. That's awesome. I'm impressed with the UConn, the whole reestablishment at UConn. I got to go in January. It was freezing for like the first meeting and see the campus and the Huskies, the basketball, all of that. It was crazy. This has been my first full year. Mindy, you saying that made me think this is my first full year finishing up in my new role, because I started on the foundation team working on housing campaigns in August-ish. I would say people were being really nice, respecting that I was moving and getting married in September, and were easing me into everything last year. And so this is my first full year doing that, and it has been great. We are under construction at Texas A&M, and really, I think, doing great work fundraising for that campaign. And then also Oklahoma State, our members are moving in early, which is so wonderful because it helps them make sure they only have to recruit out of their house 1 year. And so their house is going to be absolutely stunning. I got to pick some of the finishes for that and mess with the floor plans. Mindy, I remember I was thinking about this when you were talking. I remember when you were in Dallas and you were like, hey, Avery, they're thinking about doing this new thing. And I knew I was moving and all this stuff. And I was like, okay, I don't know what that's going to look like, but it sounds like fun. And I never expected that I'd be picking out wallpaper for Tri-Delta Homes. But
Among other things.
Among other things. But that was one that was definitely I did not have that in my job description. But I love it. It's been so fun, but super, super successful in the housing campaign world, and so many things on the horizon that I think 2026 is going to be busy for the housing team and the foundation team. We have a lot of announcements I think that will come in the next calendar year, but it's really exciting and really great, and I'm glad that we get to support our chapters and their homes where they get to watch Dancing with the Stars or The Bachelor or whatever all together in the TV room. So I love taking this new role. Was important for me because you guys know I have the best time living at the Tri-Delta house at Ole Miss, and so I love getting to be a part of providing that for members across the country. I'm so excited for Texas A&M to open next year. It's gonna be beautiful. Everything's it's going good. Love it. Lots of excitement.
Meredith, what you got?
My biggest win is still from my previous role, but I just always feel like I have to mention it because I am still just so grateful that our Young Alumni Giving has increased from $7,000 annually in 2022 to over $25,000 at the end of our last fiscal year, which ended in July. I still just can't believe that our young alumni have been so giving and so supportive, and have loved spending time with them, meeting them all over the country. I feel like I've made great friends, traveling around and working with our young donors. As I've stepped into a new role that has come with all kinds of new things, a lot of exciting partnerships that you all should be on the lookout for in 2025, but not anything that I can share with you yet. So my wins in 6 months, I think then I'll have some real wins in my new role, but for right now, they're all still kind of a secret. I also just loved the support that I've been able to provide, the little support I was able to provide for the UConn project and help with the foundation with Day of Giving again. I try to just continue to do other duties as assigned across the organization. I find that those are the things that really fill my Tri-Delta cup and keep my heart really happy in the work. I love to just see our members and support them in any way I can. So
I love
I
it.
just love it.
I love it. Well, let's give some gratitude. Where do we want to do that? Meredith, you want to kick us off?
Yes. As the past development manager, just going to say that forever, and the current brand support manager partnerships, I have to wrap up our year with huge gratitude to our amazing donors, to Tri Delta's Foundation. We could not do what we do without the partnership of our vendors and friends and Tri Delta sisters who support our organization and help support our mission. A big thanks to all of the inspiring guests who joined us for the podcast for season 19. Thank you so much. We love shining a light on the brilliance of our Tri Delta community and sharing those stories out with our organization. And we have exciting partnerships lined up for 2026 that will elevate leadership, philanthropy, and the Tri Delta experience. Big things coming, so please stay tuned. Anyone else have any thanks or gratitude that they'd like to share as we wrap up the year?
I have one. If you're listening, I would love to give just a huge thanks and gratitude to our volunteers. We like to say that we are a volunteer-led organization, and talking about structures, right? There's such a massive structure and so many different ways for Tri Delta alumni to give back to the collegiate experience or the alumni experience. And I know how passionate I am about Tri Delta, and I know that the work means a lot to me, but I also work for Tri Delta. So to have that same passion and not be paid for it, genuinely, just a huge thank you to our volunteers. We could not do this work without you all.
Yeah, can't emphasize that enough. Thank you to all of them. Avery, what you got?
I'm also my 2 campaign chairs. Shout out Julie and Suzanne. If you are listening to this, I'm going to send this to you guys to make sure that you listen, because they're wonderful in leading the charge that we have going at Texas A&M and Oklahoma State. I'm thankful for the leadership here at Tri Delta. I'm thankful for Carol. I'll just do all my shout outs. Carol, my supervisor, Mindy for the restructure, all of you 3 to get to talk to you guys every once in a while and have a nice break. And it's so wonderful to work at a place where we get to have fun. And we really, like you said, Lexi, we're all passionate about the work that we do. It just makes everything so much better. So I am thankful for all of that.
Yeah, my list would be way too long here. There's so many people that we just had people do matching gifts for giving. Like, those people really stepped up. Millie Miller and the people who administer her now posthumous gifts to us. Like, there's so many people who make a difference in Tri Delta. I think about all 3 of our boards who, like you said, Lexi, volunteers who give of their time, people who serve on committees, people who support our collegiate chapters and our alumni chapters who put on all the amazing Founders Day events. I got to go to 2 this year, and I was so excited to be able to go to Monterey in particular and celebrate with them. Like, there's just every time I turn around, there's somebody new doing something amazing for Tri Delta. All of our members, I think about all of our members that are out there spreading the word and reminding everybody why the sorority experience is so beneficial and meaningful for all of us. So there's a lot to be grateful for in Tri Delta. And I want to thank each of you for bringing your Tri Delta hearts and so much fun to this podcast. I really enjoy doing this. And I hear from people all the time that they love listening in and hearing what we're talking about, hot takes and all. It's really fun to get to serve alongside of you in this particular effort to connect with our members through this podcast.
Well, everyone, as we say goodbye to 2025
and step into a new year full of purpose and joy,
we just want to say you belong here and you matter in the sisterhood.
And as we close out the year, I want to wish each of you joy, purpose, and connection in 2026. Thank you for making Tri Delta brighter and bolder every day. Thanks for cozying up with us today. We can't wait for season 20 of this podcast to kick off in January. Until then, happy holidays, happy new year, and Delta love.